Ladies and gentlemen, well, this was one hell of a revealing Grand Prix. Okay, the race itself, not the greatest, but oh dear Lord. Lewis Hamilton absolutely melting down. Verstappen, nowhere in sight. Let's get right into it.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Wow.
Okay, lads, well, here we go. Wow. Let's start with Lewis Hamilton. Let's just kick off here. What in F's name has just happened here? He's gone on that he's useless. He can't drive the car. He's saying that out of his own mouth. He literally said, "I'm useless." For a racing driver to say that, like, I'm not a Hamilton fan, but Hamilton is not useless. He's really, really good. He's not one of the greats of all time, but he's really good. But for him to turn around and say that... Now, you can argue, yes, he's being hard on himself, okay? Now, I've been there, you know, where you start calling, "Oh, Peter, you're rubbish," right? All this. I get it. But to say that on TV, and here's actually what's really going on here. He's getting duped by Ferrari. As many of you may or may not know, Ferrari are the movie star. I've talked about this in my podcast several times, where a driver can be the number one guy in a team, and then the team is like the passenger. But with Ferrari, you are not the number one. Ferrari is the movie star. Niki Lauda got fired from Ferrari because he talked bad about the car. He didn't even talk that badly about the car, but he talked bad, okay? Now, the ego on Ferrari. Now, don't get me wrong, lads. Ferrari is Formula 1. Formula 1 is Ferrari, right? It is the anchor Formula 1 team. It really is. You know, when you think about Formula 1, who do you think about? Ferrari. Right now, and okay, you might think about Senna and Schumacher and Prost or Fangio, whoever, right? But when you think of a team, it's always Ferrari. And Hamilton is on the edge here. I think this guy could be getting fired soon. And I'm being serious, because there's no way that they're going to put up with this. There's no way. Hamilton is melting down here, man, like Mickelson and Wingfoot. He is melting down. The guy is... He knows that he can't start moaning about the car. And Lord knows, we all know Hamilton loves a good little moan, right? Let's be honest. He always liked to do it at Mercedes and McLaren. And he's got used to that. And he was the number one golden boy. Now he's not the number one golden boy. At best, Hamilton and Leclerc are the golden boys. But it looks like Leclerc is getting all the attention, man. All the attention at this stage. And the way he's going on about you wouldn't believe there's stuff going on in the background. Hamilton actually said that, lads, if you saw that. He said there's other stuff going on in the background. Now, not the exact words, but he's hinting that there's other stuff that's going on in the background. And definitely, 1,000,000,000%, there's no question about it, there is something going on. And I think Hamilton is starting to moan, and now Ferrari, with their big ego, is starting to get a bit pissed off now, and they've had enough of this golden boy crap, and they're going to show him up. I don't think Hamilton is in for a good rest of the year. The guy's done. The guy's toast. Hopefully I'm wrong. I mean, I don't even want to see Hamilton, like, I'm not a fan of his, but I don't want to see him do bad. I don't, you know? I just don't see where this is going to go any positive. So, lads, let's just This hopefully Hamilton gets a bit of a break, but I think this is the beginning of the end. In fact, we don't know this for certain. I would not be surprised if Hamilton decides to retire early mid-season. I would not be surprised if Ferrari boot him. Now, they'll probably do, if Ferrari do boot him, they'll probably do that, well, look, Lewis, we'll say that you just want to go off into the sunset, retire, save face, right? They could do something like that. This is insane. Okay, well, anyway, that's Hamilton. So let's talk about Max Verstappen. Now, okay, look, guys, as we all know, Lando Norris, he had a good win yesterday. Oscar Piastri right on his coattails, and Piastri nearly takes the two of them, each other off the track. Now, that was a little bit of a concern for me. Okay, we'll get back to Verstappen. You see, I'm straddling here. Verstappen. No, we'll talk about Piastri. Okay, let's see. Look, I'm all over the shop. Anyway, so Piastri, that was a very red flag sign. There was no need to do that. Yes, what this guy needs to do is just chill out. If you're in second, you're in second. There's a long way to go here, buddy. Now, take the win? Absolutely, because he knows, Piastri knows that they're under team orders and they're not going to be taking each other off the track, right? Well, for now anyway, but that's what we know, that they're under strict team orders. So in a way, it gives you that, not invincibility, but it gives you that cushion. It gives you a real good cushion. I've been in this situation, and we were under strict team orders, and we knew. So, we knew that we'd fight fair, right? Now, if this was some other team, now you'd be starting to really freak out. Now, because again, you don't know what the other team's going to do here. No one's job's at stake. So, the thing is, was it any good what Piastri did yesterday? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was too much of a kamikaze move, man. Now, yes, you could say, well, look, if Piastri takes the two of themselves off the track here, well, then it favors Piastri. Yes, it does. But we're only talking points. We're talking 7-8 points here, lads. That's all we're talking about. And it's just a difference between coming in first and second twice. This is what this is coming down to. Coming in once or twice, finishing that little bit better teammate that one more time. And it was not a good move. It's given me alarm bells in my head, because you can be too ballsy, too over the top, and you can lose the run of yourself. Piastri yesterday was lucky that he didn't take out himself and Norris. Did you see how close they got? Did you see how close they got? I'm a little concerned, I gotta admit. The cold assassin, I thought this guy would have it. And now I have been saying, what's he gonna be like when the real pressure comes? Was this a moment of pressure or carelessness? Before we pack it up here for the Formula 1 summer break, lads, this is my favorite talking point today. We're not even talking about the race. We're not even talking about the championship points here. We'll come to that during the week. Lads, Adrian Newey has got that car in a very, very good spot. Now, here's exactly why Adrian Newey was probably opening up champagne last night after Hungary. The backbone of your setup, the backbone of the racing handling, is all about getting the transition left, right, downforce, mechanical grip into play, all of the above working together. Now, how do you get that for a racing car? You get the technique. It's almost like a boxer doing a 1-2, right? He gets the technique eventually. He gets the actual proper technique. Now he can perform on building pace, building power. But he's got the backbone, the basics right. This is exactly what Aston Martin have done with their Aston Martin car yesterday at Hungary. They've got the backbone. A slow speed, consistent reliability track. That's what they had yesterday. And I know that kind of doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain it here, lads. But it is. Hungary is a very, very good place to try this. Monaco would be kind of similar. If you can build your car and get it to a consistent pace at a slow speed track like Hungary, now all you've got to do is build on the power and speed, okay? Because, guys, if you go to somewhere like Spa or Silverstone or Suzuka, yes, you can have a high-speed track with a high-speed car that does very well, but then you could really struggle at the slow speed. It's if the other way around. If you look at slow speed, you can do really well at slow speed. Chances are you're not going to lose performance when you get to the high speed then. The transition from low speed to high speed versus high speed to low speed, there's a much bigger of a jump. So it's very important to get that backbone of your handling right at that track. And that's exactly what they've done yesterday. Adrian Newey brought some form of update, some feature. Now, Adrian Newey is all about the 2026 car, let's be honest. He's all about the 2026 car right now. But he found something and he went, I wonder actually could the lads use that? Or he was trying out a certain setup handling that he's trying for the 2026 car and it just happened to work on the 2025 car. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. This was a huge, oh dear Lord, Adrian Newey's back. Even if they don't go well for the rest of the season, in fact, they might even play poker here. They might even actually pack it all up, lads. We know exactly that works. We don't want to be showing our hands here until 2026. The mind games, everything, you have to see what's actually happening here. This was a huge, eye-opening, awakening moment. So, lads, we haven't even talked about the race. We're not even going to talk about it today. We'll get to that during the week or next week. We've got a nice summer break. Let's pack it in for the day. But, guys, we could see Lewis Hamilton getting fired, the rise, the rebirth of Adrian Newey, and Max Verstappen. Now, Max Verstappen had his qualifying. He went on a quick lap. He couldn't even get it into the top four, the top three. If Christian Horner was here, he would have been in the top four. There's no question. Now, and here's the big telltale. Max was on a flying lap. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't have any little speed wobble, a spin, a slide. He had nothing that stopped him on that quick lap. He was all out. Balls to the wall. And he couldn't even put it into the top four. This new guy, I don't even want to say his name. Bring back Christian Horner, lads.
Walsh running the Irish crane, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front, fifth all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh.